everything is accelerating at such a pace that it's almost like you're learning to jump from moving train to moving train to moving train, imagining that each of these changes are trains on train tracks.
Yeah.
And you're learning how to move between them. Now, if you rely on the little self, you're going to have a limited perspective and a limited allowance of personal power in the midst of all of these changes and accelerations. So what we're going to advise here is learning and in many ways simply remembering what it is to be completely detached from your experience. Because remember, there is a part of you that is 100% involved in what is taking place within physical reality. You call this the oversoul. In relationship to your more direct physical experience, you would call it the higher mind. It's the part of you organizing the reality on your behalf. But of course, higher mind does not operate alone. It works with middle mind, anchored in your heart, and lower mind, anchored within the chakras of the earth. With these two additional perspectives, higher mind, higher self is able to guide you. And of course, higher self is channeling the soul is channeling the spirit is channeling the oversoul. So ultimately, the higher self is a type of satellite being that is able to receive information from these higher dimensions of yourself. So you must remember that the physical you that you experience is about only 1% of your total being, of your total consciousness. So it's important to remember the connections that you have to the immortal, indestructible dimensions of your consciousness. This will serve you. Now, as we said, there's a version of you, a level of you, 100% invested in this physical reality. Through contrast, through duality, there is a dimension of yourself completely detached from what is happening in physical reality. It cannot be touched by physical reality. The thoughts, the feelings, the sensations of physical reality bear no consequence upon this inner self. You would describe this self in the Sassanian cosmology as the one. That dimension of consciousness that you classify as non-existence also has a level of relevance within your mind and body. So, when you go to bed at night, you'll have many thoughts about your day, about some of the things you're dealing with. What we are going to advise is begin to let go of all of the baggage that you have held on to. Use the breath to assist you in doing this. In terms of your family, you may be a brother, you may be a son, you may be an uncle. Put these down. With each inhale, contemplate the social role. With each exhale, let it go. So you have these familial roles that you have taken on. You also have gender-based roles, the idea of being a man, possessing masculinity. Be willing to let this go. You have the concept of being a human being. Let this go. You have the concept of possessing a body. Gradually, with the breath, let go of the various layers and levels of the body. Reduce yourself to nothing through letting go. Once you are nothing, you will be synchronized with the energy of the one, the energy of non-existence. And from here, that deepest, most intimate level of the source will hear you. Because the outer body of the source is all that is. The inner body of the source is the one. So when you reduce yourself to nothing, you're able to speak to the mind of the source directly. This is what we advise. From here, upon accessing the inner mind of the source through reducing yourself to nothing, share your intentions, share your vision, share your dream. It's going to come from a very different place than the place you're experiencing yourself in as you go throughout your day, as you deal with the stresses. This version of you will be accessing, as we have said, is free from all attachment. Therefore, the types of intentions and dreams that are shared to the one will be more reflective of that non-attached version of you. What we would advise is imagine the highest outcome for each of these challenges. And do not just see the highest outcome as something that benefits you and your well-being alone. See that highest outcome as something that benefits all beings connected to the situation. See many people prospering. See many people evolving. This is going to cause the one to recognize that this request is connected to a collective action of benevolence. This inspires the one to act, and it acts through all that is. The forces of creation, the forces of all that is, begin to direct resources and support and hidden helpers to whatever the subject matter is that you have presented to the one.